11th-ranked Western Michigan played host to Colorado College last weekend in an NCHC series at Lawson Ice Arena. The Broncos on Friday night trailed 2-1 late in the third period when senior forward Paul Stojkovic tied it up, sending the game into overtime. In the overtime period, junior forward Richard Zanal scored his first collegiate goal 35 seconds into the extra frame, giving the Broncos a 3-2 victory. On Saturday night in Game 2 of the weekend series, the Broncos jumped out to a 3-1 first period lead, but the Tigers came roaring back and led 5-4 late in the third period when Austin Rushoff at the 18:35 mark scored on the power play, sending the game into overtime for the second night in a row. This time, Colorado College netted the game winner off a face-off play with less than a minute left in the extra session, giving the Tigers a 6-5 victory and a weekend split in the series. I'm Robin Hook. Coming up, head coach Andy Murray joins me for all the highlights on Bronco Review after this timeout.
Bronco Review is a production of Western Michigan University Athletics and WMU Media Services and is brought to you in part by Greenleaf Trust, financial security from generation to generation. Trust is in their name for a reason. They've earned it.
You may wonder how we pack all that great taste into just 96 calories. Well, that's a mystery you don't need to solve. You just get to enjoy. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Are you considering home improvements? You should consider Blackberry.
Blackberry has completed several home improvement projects in our neighborhood, so when we were ready for 20 new replacement windows, we called Blackberry. They completed the project on time and their workmanship was outstanding. Our friends are amazed and we love the transformation of our home both inside and out with our new windows from Blackberry Home Improvement Specialists.
Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg with Maple Hill Auto Group. We know that car buying is a journey, not just a destination. We know that we need to be there each step of the way for you, through parts, sales, service, through your entire ownership experience. At Maple Hill Auto Group, we look at every customer, not as a single purchase, but rather as a start to a journey that we hope spans generations. Maple Hill Auto Group, for a journey like no other.
Saucers it across for McKing, moving in on the right-hand side. The lefty pulls up, feeds it across and all. Shot, goal! Broncos!
Corey Lee with the call on the Bronco Radio Network Friday night in overtime. Richard Zanal netting the game winner, blowing the roof off at Lawson Ice Arena as the Broncos rally back and win 3-2. That was an exciting game, Andy.
Well, it was a great crowd again, and you know, Colorado College is a much improved team. They bring a lot on offense, and it was great to win that one.
Broncos and Colorado College meeting for the first time this season. They'll meet later in the season in Colorado Springs, but the Broncos at home for the first time in over a month. It was great to be back at Lawson.
You know, we had great energy. I like the start to the game for our team, much like at Saturday night we did the same thing. Guys came out, the shoots real hard, and we put a lot of pressure on their net. And, you know, with some of the guys out of the lineup, our defensemen have been really stepping up, and we're getting point shots and traffic to the net, as you just saw there.
First period ended scoreless, but not for a lack of effort by the Broncos, Andy. You put 19 shots on them in the first period.
Well, in the 2 games we played against them, we had 37 shots on net in the first period, and you know, that means the guys are ready to go. They're jumping hard and taking the puck to net. And Leclerc, their goaltender, made some big saves for them.
He's an outstanding netminder, and he stopped all 19 of your first period shots. But you're getting some traffic there, and they're getting some traffic in front of your net. It was that kind of game.
You know, it was a gritty series. Both teams play real hard. Again, as I mentioned, they've got some great forwards. They attack. And, you know, this crowd is just magic. Best crowd in college hockey. Got our band going. The place was rocking. Lawson Lunatics having fun. Back at the Bronco hockey game for the first time in over a month, and they were excited to be there. And here you come out in the second period, and this was real similar to the first period, although you held them to just 2 shots in the second period. Andy outshot them 13-2, and you took the lead late in the second period. Well, and you know, we had to deal with some penalties, obviously, some situations that we have to avoid. Took a 5-minute major, lost Lawton Courtnall for the hockey game, and our guys battled. They were blocking shots. Ben Blacker stood up and was counted on to make a lot of key saves in the second. But, you know, again, our guys were getting in the way, blocking shots. All right, play continues, and it's scoreless all the way till the later stages of the second period. About a minute to go when you get on the board. You know, and just, you know, you're going to see a gritty face-off play here, you know, a quick breakout. Again, it was a pressure game where the team that got the first goal was going to have a distinct advantage, and you know, we were able to take advantage and get that first one. There's Neil Goff coming down the wing, and they got a pretty good shot on goal, and your defensemen have really proved valuable on the offensive end, Andy. Well, certainly with some of our forwards being injured, we've emphasized that, and getting pucks to the net, getting the shots when we can, and making sure that we've got bodies going, making sure we're trying to take the goaltender's sight away from them. Dawson DiPietro almost slipping one there past the goalie along the goal line, but he made the stop. Another good scoring chance there, and the Bronco fans are hanging in there with you, trying to get a goal, help you out. Great contact there by Luke Pafia, had an outstanding weekend, and Josh Basol driving outside. I thought Josh, as a freshman, had one of his better weekends of the season as well. Scored a goal in the Saturday night game, but here you are continuing in the second period, still no score in the game, and grinding away down there in the paint. That's where you have to really work hard. And there's the Moldenhauer goal that was a result of that hard work. I thought our power play was outstanding. We didn't score in the first couple opportunities. What a great pass there by Dawson DiPietro, and Scott Moldenhauer comes in that backside, and a big goal for us. Scott Moldenhauer, senior captain for the Broncos. That's his first goal of the season, known more for his defensive prowess. And of course, the Buffalo Wild Wings shootout takes place, and we probably could have used some of those guys to score goals. Yeah, actually, that's the first time I've seen that. I didn't realize things that we do between periods, and there he is, Mr. Hockey. So, yeah, just a lot of energy in the building, and it was important for us to get that goal. There we showed Paul Stojkovic getting a big one in the third period that tied the game up for us and gave us an opportunity to go into overtime. So great screen by Rushoff, great pass by Scott Moldenhauer. Again, our power play got a couple of goals for us, and that was huge. Yep, that Moldenhauer assist to Stojkovic sends the game to overtime, and it didn't take long for the Broncos to win it. Well, Richards and all, first point is a college hockey player, has been with us for a couple of years, came through our club team from the Czech Republic originally, and you know, what a thrill for him and a big one for our team. Andy, he was outstanding on the draws in this game. He was 11 wins to 1 loss on the faceoffs. Well, and you know, he'd like to have one of those back for the next night as well there too. But you know, Richard had a real effective weekend for us, and that line with him and Brett Van Oss and Cam Orchard had a real solid weekend defensively as well. So he scores his first goal to win a game in overtime. That's got to be special. Well, pretty dramatic, and the fact is the coach, I wanted him taking the face-off and then coming off the ice because he's not necessarily noted for scoring, and as he was going by the bench, I called his name a little bit. I'm glad he didn't hear me. He stepped in, and Hugh McGing made a great pass to him, and he finished it. And the Broncos win it in overtime 3-2, setting up a possible weekend sweep. The Broncos will go into Saturday night with a chance to take over first place in the NCHC. We'll look at the highlights next on Bronco Review.
You trust Dunchie Body and Frame for all your collision repair work, but they offer so much more, like paintless dent repair, brakes and wheel alignment, and perfect paint matching. Dunchie also works with all insurance companies to make sure your vehicle is restored to pre-accident condition. So for personal service and high-quality workmanship, call Dunchie Body and Frame at 375-2100 or visit their website, dunchiebody.com. Dungey Body and Frame, part of your community since 1973.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care teams at Borges take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borges.com/orthopedics.
The people who accomplish so much are always striving to do even more. Now, with our help, they will. It's time for more.
At Galesburg Ford, we all agree we love football.
And I like the Honolulu blue and silver. Brown and gold all the way. I kind of like purple.
We may all cheer for different teams, but our team here at Galesburg Ford has one goal. And that's to put you in the right car, truck, or SUV. So whether it's a brand new Ford
or a certified used vehicle, now you can score your next vehicle at Galesburg Ford. Touchdown!
Galesburg Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Choosing your home isn't easy. This is where your kids will draw on the walls, where the people you love will gather to laugh and cry. It's a big decision, which is why choosing your mortgage partner should be easy. With low rates and quick turnaround, Arbor Financial Credit Union can create a customized mortgage solution that is right for you. Visit us at arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
McKean on the draw, won it back to Goff. Neal tees it up and scores! Neal Goff from the left point! Through a screen, and the Broncos take a 1-0 lead.
Defenseman Neal Goff gets the Broncos on the board Saturday night early in the game at the 3:24 mark. The Broncos jump out 1-0. In fact, they would open up a 3-1 lead, Andy, on Saturday night. Here you see the synchronized skaters performing before the game, warming up the crowd, and you had one of the best periods of the season, I thought.
Well, it might have been the best period that I've seen from a Bronco hockey team since I've been here. We had 18 shots on net, 14 scoring chances, only gave up 2 chances against. Again, we came out real strong. We're putting heat on them as opposed to the Friday night where we didn't score in the first. We were able to get 3 goals and get a good jump into the hockey game.
Huge crowd on Saturday, close to 3,600 fans on hand. And here we go, Western Michigan and Colorado College. And Andy, a win in this game puts the Broncos in first place if you can pull it off.
Well, 2 weekends in a row where we had a chance with the Saturday night win to go into first place in the NCHC, and who would have thought of that before the season with the players that we did lose. There's a shot by Cam Lee stepping to the inside and putting the puck by. And I know we got one from Neal Goff. Actually, that was Neal's goal right there. Again, we're emphasizing shots from the point and getting traffic to the net.
Cam has one coming up. We'll see it in a minute, but here play continues. You're on top 1-0. They would tie it at 1, but then you come back and watch this play by Josh Pasal. He puts on the brakes, then skates to the net and fires one past Leclerc.
What an exciting moment for a freshman. He's had a couple of those goals this year that are highlight reel goals, and puts the brakes on. The defenseman goes by him, he steps in and finds the corner there. And a key part of it was that we had traffic to the net there as well. Scott Moldenhauer took the other defenseman with him.
Josh is going to be an excellent player. He's really had a good freshman season, and here you go again, play continuing. A wraparound try there almost got by him.
Great speed by Lawton Courtnall, the outside, and he's using that speed. He's really effective. Jade McMullen, a good shot here. Another shot, going to the net. Dawson DiPietro in that case. But we're putting pucks on net. We got bodies going there, and we're scrumming for pucks.
And you're playing without 2 of your top scorers. Cole Conrad out. Also, Wade Allison is out for the season now.
Yeah, no, we've got some key injuries. Obviously, Aiden Muir, one of our captains, who's a key player in our team, has not played since late November and is still out of the lineup. So, we've got guys out, but the bottom line is the next guys need to step up, and that's the way it's going to be taken care of the rest of the season.
That was Cam Lee scoring from the left point after the shot from Moldenhauer came from the other side of the ice. And Broncos had a 3-1 lead. It looked like you're going to cruise here, Andy.
Well, we we shot ourselves in the foot. Here's a chance to go up 4-1. Paul Stojkovic, who had a great weekend again, gets in low, and here he makes a play across the front. Another great chance as well. But you know, we took too many penalties, unnecessary stick penalties that we have to avoid, and I think it cost us our energy level in terms of having to play so much defense. And some of our other players who don't kill penalties weren't into a regular rhythm.
Yeah, in the first period you outshot them 18-7. In the second period, though, they outshot you 18-10. They finished with 40 shots in this game.
Well, you know, and that's a result of us taking penalties. We took 4 minor penalties in the second period, which they scored on the first 2. And you know, you're up 3-1. You take a real poor penalty. They make it 3-2. All of a sudden, they're starting to believe again. And you know, we just have to be smarter than what we were in this particular game.
And Colorado College is a scrappy bunch. They have really improved. No seniors on this team, so they're an up-and-coming team.
Well, they've got the top scoring line in college hockey right now, and you know, they found a way to get some pucks in behind. There's a big goal by Paul Washi, who I thought had an outstanding weekend as well. He goes to net on the power play.
Yeah, Corey Schoeneman got the puck up there, and Paul tipped it in, and the Broncos regained the lead after Colorado College had tied it. Broncos on top 4-3 here in the second period, trying to get a weekend sweep and move into first place in the league standings. The 11th ranked Broncos, who went into the weekend number 7 in the all-important pairwise, and there goes some more scoring on the Buffalo Wild Wings now.
Well, the fans had a lot of fun. It was a great atmosphere. As you mentioned, it was packed and the band was energetic. And, you know, we just, again, you know, we're winning 4-3 and came out in the third period and gave up a goal in the first shift. And you know, here we've got a breakaway opportunity there as well by Rushoff. And, we're trailing 5-4. Found a way at the end of the hockey game to get that extra attacker goal on the power play, but shouldn't have been in that situation. Should have been able to build on our lead at 3-1 and not put ourselves in this position.
Broncos on the power play here late, and you were able to pull your goalie and go 6 skaters to 4, and Austin Rushoff scores the tying goal, and the place was going crazy.
Well, we had lots of opportunities actually before this one goes in the back, and then Jay McMullen had a chance that was outstanding, and then Rush is right there on the doorstep and puts it in, and you know, we've tied the hockey game going into overtime. And as you mentioned, Richard Zanel was so good on face-offs all weekend. He was 9-1 at that point when he took the face-off in overtime, and their guy did a good job, but we reacted, but we were just one step away from blocking the shot that beat Ben Blacker to give them the win. But I don't look at that goal as a deciding factor. I think our second period and our lack of discipline really cost us this hockey game.
They outshot you 3-0 in the overtime, and there's the game winner off a face-off by Halloran, one of the top scorers in all of college hockey. And Colorado College comes back from a 3-1 deficit to defeat the Broncos in overtime 6-5 as the series ends in a weekend split. We'll be back with more Bronco Review after this timeout.
Maple Hill is proud to be a Subaru dealer. Subaru, it is like no other. Because of the 35 miles per gallon that you get in the summer and the all-wheel drive in the winter, the 5-star crash test ratings, the recommendations year after year from the best consumer magazines out there. Own it and you'll say, I love my Subaru. At Maple Hill Subaru, it is a journey like no other.
A part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Does your home need a facelift? You should call BlackBerry. For over 35 years, BlackBerry's been improving the look of homes throughout West Michigan with new roofing and siding. Right now, save 50% off the installation of new roofing and siding from BlackBerry, featuring the Owens Corning Duration Shingle and Mastic Vinyl Siding. 50% off installation of roofing and siding and pay no interest for 18 months. Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
Uverse gives you a whole bunch of on-demand TV shows and movies. Let's get started.
Well, how many is a whole bunch? As many as Xfinity?
I swear you're gonna love it.
That didn't really answer my question.
Over 5,000 on demand.
Well, Xfinity On Demand gives us over 30,000.
We'll set it up for you.
Don't settle for UVerse. Get over 5 times more on-demand TV shows and movies on TV with Xfinity from Comcast.
Caesars has introduced the extra most bestest pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. This affects the pizza economy, causing demand for Little Caesars to skyrocket and employment to enter a pizza boom. Where will Little Caesars get all these new employees? Oh, that's where.
Get the new Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
And it's intercepted by Pizarro. Josh in on the right, puts on the brakes. Still with it, walks in, shoots and scores! What a move by Josh Pizarro!
Freshman Josh Pizarro with that big goal on Saturday for Western Michigan at Lawson Ice Arena. He's one of 9 freshmen on this year's team. They all have played during the season, and many of them, Andy, are key guys in your lineup. And over the weekend, you had 3 freshmen score goals.
Well, losing 3 underclassmen like we did last year to the National Hockey League, we knew that we were going to need some freshmen to step up and get the job done. And now with some of the injuries we have and some illness, could be that all 9 of our freshmen are in the lineup this weekend against Nebraska Omaha. But they compete hard. They've gotten better. And I wouldn't call them freshmen anymore. I mean, they've been here for a half a year now. They're accomplished college hockey players, and they've had a big part of our success thus far in the season.
Most of those freshmen play every weekend. Pizarro with his 5th goal right there. Austin Rushoff is one of your top goal scorers. He's a freshman. And Paul Washy scored a big goal for you over the weekend. So all of those guys factoring in.
Well, they really have. And then when you consider a couple of redshirt players like Dawson DiPietro and Cale Bennett that are actually playing, we could say that we've got 11 first-year guys playing, and everybody has contributed to our team thus far.
And you have defenseman Carson Vance, who's a freshman who had to move up to forward because of the injuries.
You know, with Carson Vance and Paul Stojkovic, who's normally a defenseman, they're both forwards now. And, you know, that's the way that we operate. You know, we don't look at anybody being out of the lineup. We just simply put the next guy in there.
All right, the Broncos ranked 11th in one poll, 12th in the other. They're 9th in the all-important pairwise, and a huge weekend series coming up against the Omaha Mavericks. We'll talk about that next on Bronco Review.
Staying with a standard checking account isn't much different than stashing your money in a piggy bank.
Oink, 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 oink.
A momentum checking account from Arbor Financial Credit Union is like strapping a rocket to your piggy bank and launching it to higher earnings. With Momentum Checking, the more you use your debit card, the more interest you can earn. Up to 4% APY on balances up to $15,000. Visit arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borges take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borges.com/orthopedics.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car,
rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford. New 2018 models are arriving daily. Come out and visit us at Galesburg Ford. We're located 1 mile north of I-94, exit 85, halfway between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
not too far for your next car.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus. You're gonna love banking with Lake Michigan Credit Union. It's the one place where you'll always get great rates and the best service. Take advantage of Lake Michigan Credit Union's max equity loans. It's the perfect way to affordably finance home improvements, repairs, and new appliances using the equity in your home. Anyone can open an account. I did. Lake Michigan Credit Union, the best place for your money.
Dawson along the blue line. Over to Schoenemann for the shot. Set the goal. They score! Rushoff has tied it at 5 on the power play.
Austin Rushoff scoring again for Western Michigan. He's around the net all the time, and he tapped that one in. One of those freshmen we talked about who has that ability to score goals, and he's really come on in a big man, too, at 6'7".
He's a big freshman, no question about it, and a guy that continues to get better. And, you know, once his detail work clicks all the time, he's going to be an effective player on every shift. And right now he's there most of the time, but there's some times where you see the freshman instincts there, and he's got to get that consistency.
Well, the Broncos unable to take over first place, but they're right there in third place, just 3 points out of first now, occupied by Denver. And the Broncos swept Denver earlier in the season. So that gap between the teams is real narrow now, Andy, as you close in on the end of the season with 10 games to go.
Well, you know, and it's really important for our 4 seniors, Aiden Muir and Paul Stojkovic, Neil Goff, and Scott Moldenhauer. I mean, they've been a foundation here during their whole time here at Western, and we'd like nothing better than to give them home ice to play their senior year out in the playoffs.
Yep, to get home ice for the first round of the playoffs, you have to finish in the top 4 in the standings. And right now the Broncos are there, but some of these other teams that are also trying to get home ice have been hot of late, including Minnesota Duluth. They're the hottest team in college hockey right now, and they're knocking on the door.
Well, and, you know, the national finalists last year had 5 players on the U.S. World Junior team, and they're playing exceptional hockey right now. Went through some injuries earlier in the year, and our fans are going to get a chance to see them here in about 3 weeks at Lawson Arena. So St. Cloud's coming in a couple of weeks, and we've got 4 important road games to go after before we have them.
All right, and coming up next, a trip to Omaha, Nebraska. Broncos take on the Omaha Mavericks, a team they swept in November in Kalamazoo, but this is a very capable team with a lot of offensive weapons.
And no question about it. You take a look at their scoring, it's evenly distributed amongst their top 3 forward lines, and they've got a 4th line that brings them a lot of energy as well. And, you know, we've got to make them defend. We've got to make sure we have the puck on our sticks and don't turn it over, keep it, force them to play defense and keep them out of our zone.
Yep, they like to go end-to-end. They've got great speed, as do the Broncos. So it was like a track meet the last time you 2 teams played.
I mean, and that's NCHC hockey. All the teams can get up and down the ice. Colorado College was the same way. So, you know, we got a battle on our hands, but our guys are looking forward to it.
Good luck at Omaha.
Thank you.
We'll have Andy back in a couple of weeks when they travel down to Miami to take on the Redhawks. Steve Hawkins will be here next weekend as we go back to talking basketball on our next Bronco Review. Thanks for watching. See you next week.